Dun-dun-dun-dun. The new Captain America. And I'm not Anthony Mackie. I'm Anthony Jefferson. Welcome to the show. Karate kick out of nowhere. Ugh. So now we're back with a whole new episode. I'm Pretty Tony the Don. This is Brian Young, and this is Eric B. Enemy.
I ain't calling no plays.
You're not. I thought you was calling plays, man.
I ain't calling.
Hey, you see how I just flowed in there, right?
I know.
I like that name though, Eric.
Yeah.
You should go by Eric B. Enemy from now on, man.
No.
That name is dope.
I don't feel like losing every Sunday.
They won the other day, man. They won.
No blasphemy against my team, man.
Oh, okay.
Man, you know that team ain't going nowhere. We all know this. It's gonna be all right though.
It's still early in the season.
It is early in the season,
But this is not a sports show.
It's not. It's a show about kicking butt, watching shows, looking at cartoons, matching up fighters, and today we got some great matchups. Before that, though, we're going to talk about animated movies and the adaptations from the real life show, which is better, and does it suck? You know, what are you guys' opinion on this?
Well, I don't know, man. I think animation does get a bad rap when it comes to like fandom because I think we're all kind of guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times we'll see a lot of these animated movies and our first instinct is to be like, yo, I would love to see that in live action. But to me, it just feels like if you honestly see that in live action, would it actually live up to what you actually see in the animation of it? Because we've seen a lot of failings when it comes to those adaptations. So it's just like, so why is it that people don't really respect animation in that way?
I want to definitely touch on that, but let me ask you something. Are you talking about animated, like it's already an animated show or a real life show or what?
No, I'm just saying like anybody, just the whole conversation around animation and like when you see movies and people want to see that kind of stuff in live action.
Because I'm saying like, I think that the joints that fail normally be those shows that like the live action adaptations be from like a video game. Case in point, Assassin's Creed, Michael Fassbender. The movie actually sucked. I mean, the movie was horrible. I was not at gunpoint while I watched it again. But the game is great. You know what I'm saying? And if it was a cartoon, I mean, if it was animated, it would have been even better.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's less video games and more like direct adaptations from animation into live action.
Like, for example, all those recent Disney ones that they've been doing. So, you know, the most iconic, you know, Lion King. And then when we got the live action CGI looking realistic Lion King, it wasn't that good as compared to, because I mean, Lion King has been done in not only originally animation, then it was a play. It's like one of the most famous plays on Broadway, like New York. And then now it's being done, it did the Donald Glover. It just wasn't as good.
Yeah.
As
but let me ask you this. Do you think it wasn't good because you already saw it? Because what did you like about Lion King? The animation, or did you like the story?
The story that was told. The story, and then just...
So if you see the same story over and over again, it's like somebody telling you what happened like 3 times in a row. You already...
That's a good point. But a lot of stuff does not translate well in terms of like making it look realistic.
And I think that's one of the biggest issues when it comes to adaptations. I mean, I think there's a larger conversation just about animation in general, but going to your point about the Disney adaptations, I think a lot of times, because you look at the most recent one with The Little Mermaid, a lot of the criticisms about that was the fact that because animation, you could be a lot more expressionistic. But then like when you bring in characters like Flounder and Sebastian and you try to make them photorealistic and you don't have the expression that you can do in animation with those characters, it limits what those live action versions can do. But yet we want to see live action, but it never can live up to the animation side of it.
Yeah.
I never wanted to see live action of Little Mermaid. To be real, just a side note, Little Mermaid is a strange junk. Like, isn't this a little girl and she falls in love with some grown dude who's a sailor? He already dirty. He hop off his ship. Like, come on, y'all. Ain't nobody seeing what's going on? She already crazy. She in here talking to, like, not only is she not talking to her own species, but like, imagine you just having full-blown conversation with birds. Nobody else in the family really mess with her. Like, it's crazy. Like, the whole sea, that's the only people.
They kept her sheltered in the seas.
Man, how you sheltered in the sea? She can float around. Her father's Trident. Ain't nobody playing with him. Like, think about it. Like, say something really happened to Ariel. Trident coming through there looking for you. Do you want that problem? No, not at all. Like, imagine if you had a daughter, something happened to her, and you got powers like Trident. You do not want these problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no problem. Like Trident got a whole. Nah, come on, young. Like, that whole joint was
Just
crazy
like,
to me.
Like I said, I just think when you do stuff in live action, it limits it because they try to make it look as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like.
And then you subject to the actors and how they can portray what's actually going on. Because, like, you know, if the actors aren't really that good, then, like, look at all the Star Wars movies. I mean, the stories probably are good, but the action, the delivery of it was trash. Look at Solo.
Well, yeah, and then you also can just look at the physics of it. I mean, you know, we talked about, you know, Spider-Verse and like the physics of as far as what these characters can do in animation and trying to do that in live action.
Yeah.
It just never lives up to that. I think the reason why animation gets a bad rap is the fact that I think a lot of people just look at it as animation is just for kids. And it's not. It's a medium that's for everybody. But I think that's one of the reasons why it just doesn't get a lot of respect.
Like, some of the things in the Spider-Verse movie they did was like, remember Spider-Punk? How he had his own type of like drawing, like his style.
Yep.
Because he was part of like, you know, that grungy, you know, punk rock. He had like, when he showed up, he was showing up in
stole
different
every
colors.
scene, by the way. He stole every scene.
He was coming up in black and white and all these different colors every time he was walking around.
Exactly.
You can't do that in a live action movie and make it look good.
It's the creativity that you can bring to animation, but people
you remember
just don't.
remember the spider chase when they was all chasing them? They couldn't really do that. They couldn't pull that off.
You couldn't pull that off in live action.
Speaking of pulling it off, though, we're going to pull off this quick commercial. You know what I'm saying?
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. Some are forced to choose between food and other necessities. I still have to pay my mortgage, insurance, and other bills. That makes it hard to afford food. Francine from Georgia. There are still times when I don't have money for food and I have nothing to give my daughter. I've skipped meals so that she can eat. Elena from Arizona. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. I only have $10 in my checking account, but it will be okay. I at least have food because of this pantry. Donna from Washington. Now I no longer have to worry about going hungry. Diane from Michigan. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer. With your help, we can end breast cancer. We are all stronger together.
We didn't even talk about how well these shoes go with this shirt. Anyway, we're talking about anime, and it's dope because, I mean, there are some good movies that were adaptations, but I do like the anime versions of some stuff better. Like, for example, you put me on to The Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, I know. Me and Eric was talking about The Bad Batch, and I love that show. I think The Bad Batch is probably one of the best things that Star Wars has done in recent memory.
Yeah.
But again, going to the conversation we were having, when it comes to live action versus animation and how it just doesn't get that respect, nobody's talking about The Bad Batch, and yet it's one of the best things, in my opinion, that I think Star Wars has done.
Yeah.
But yet we're always like, everything online is talking about Ahsoka, it's talking about, and Andor is great. I think Andor is one of the best things, but it's talking about Obi-Wan, it's talking about everything that's live action, but yet some of the best storytelling, to me, is being done in animation, but yet people aren't talking about
Let me play
that.
devil's advocate, though, because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Okay.
I would have worn my Star Wars grab today, but I ain't had the shoes just yet to match the jump. But here, what I'm saying is this, though. I remember Ahsoka from the Clone Wars cartoon.
I'm the new Padawan learner. I'm Ahsoka Tano.
I am Obi-Wan Kenobi, your new master.
I'm at your service, Master Kenobi, but I'm afraid I've actually been assigned to Master Skywalker.
What? No. There must be some mistake. He's the one who wanted the Padawan.
Now she's got a full-life adaptation that people seem to love, so that in itself would be a good example of how the live-action adaptation would be just as good as the anime.
Just as good, in my opinion. I think Ahsoka is handled better in animation.
Yeah.
Granted, we only have like a small dose just from one season and then the pop-ups that she had in Mandalorian. But as far as like how that character is fleshed out, even if you want to look at the action standpoint of Ahsoka, all that stuff is done better.
But the whole time though, the animation Clone Wars, that was a long, like, what was that, like 11 years? I didn't even know it was going on.
Clone Wars was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
To me, that
Clone Wars was dope. Dooku was even fleshed out better. Like Clone Wars was dope, like cartoon. But
it is like a lot of Star Wars fans. It's like a division between Star Wars fans. You have the people who only like the original movies, people who like the prequels, then people who, I don't know anybody who only likes the new stuff with Rey and Finn and all that. A lot of people don't like that.
Maybe they might
Which
be.
I think they're all right.
But I think that's starting to change a little bit.
Yeah,
now.
but then there's a large people who don't acknowledge the Clone Wars. And I'm like, if you like their prequels, for whatever, I mean, they have a lot of flaws. I like them, but for what they are.
Yeah. It was Hayden Christensen, man. Like, oh my God, his acting was horrible.
I'm telling you, if we got a lot of what George Lucas wanted to do with those characters, Ahsoka, Anakin, you see why, like, if you watch through the whole Clone Wars, you could be like, hey, I see why he turned to Darth Vader. They didn't grant him the rank of master after everybody knew he was the best Jedi.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be on the council and not be a master?
Shut your face! If we want to hear you talk, I will shove my arm up your ass and work him out like a puppet.
Forgive me, master.
He had a Padawan who became one of my favorite Jedis.
Yeah.
I watched her. You watch her grow up. Like she's.
Plus, he had a straight pedophile that was in his ear the whole time.
Who?
Palpatine.
Man, Palpatine.
Palpatine was a creep, man.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. You systematically see how Palpatine instigated this war and moved stuff behind the scenes to set up Order 66. And speaking of Order 66, you get to see the clones, whereas in the actual live action.
And you got to see how Ahsoka was the only one that got out of her. And Yoda was the only one that got out of that situation.
There was a lot of other Jedis who got out, but
got out of the situation, or they just wasn't there when that really happened.
Both.
Because Yoda was there. Like they tried to get at Yoda.
They got everywhere.
Ahsoka, they tried to get at her. Everybody else that was in the mix got hit up. You know what I'm saying? Obi-Wan wasn't in the mix, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Who he was in the mix with?
Commander Cody shot him out of the. I mean, they thought he was dead, but they shot. First of all, he was fighting Grievous right after he just fought General Grievous. They shot him.
Yeah, I thought the whole time, based on the canon lore, you know what I'm saying? Like Grievous shot like should have got at Obi-Wan, man. I don't know how Obi-Wan be coming up with these W's, man. Obi-Wan is fluke, man.
Long story short, it's like either whether it's just an animated movie or a series. I feel like they have a lot more. With the series, you got a lot more story to tell. You got a lot more episodes. Yeah. Whereas these Star Wars shows and Disney shows only last for like 6 episodes.
Eight episodes.
Yeah, whereas you're working with 6 episodes rather than you're working with like maybe 16 episodes. Or 10.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
you know?
But the thing is like the audience doesn't acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? It's like they only care about
the
what's
audience
in live
don't even
action.
matter. What would you guys?
I mean,
money grab, baby, money grab. We want it, man. But listen, what were you there talking about before though?
As far as what the?
Well, we're talking about the animes and all that, but we were talking about what's your favorite anime?
Animated movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a few animated movies. I mean, we were talking about Pixar and Disney. Like Pixar, one of my favorites is The Incredibles. Love that movie.
That don't count, man. You can't use that.
What do you mean it don't count?
Because it's like that's like saying like who's your favorite superhero? Superman. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this
that's
already
an animated movie.
It's an animated movie.
You can't choose that.
It's one of my favorites. I mean, but sticking with that, Pixar, Inside Out. I love that movie. Despicable Me and Megamind are 2 movies that I absolutely love. They came out the same year in 2010.
Who makes those? Illumination?
Illumination did Despicable Me, and I think DreamWorks did Megamind. And
I like Megamind. Megamind was definitely a surprise.
There was a different twist on like focusing on the villain, but you know, like seeing like his arc to like having like that villain.
It was so funny. The superhero, he was like the Superman-esque type character. What was his name? I forget his name.
Oh, in Megamind, yeah, he was voiced by Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I can't remember his. I can't remember his name.
It was just so funny. He was just like, "Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, y'all can save yourself."
Yeah, when he thought he was getting defeated by Copper.
Yeah.
And Megamind was like, copper is your weakness? He was like, the whole time he was faking it. He was like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
I would be like, I just want to get me a drink and chill out, man. You know, you guys are crazy. Anyway, let's wrap it up, and we will be right back.
Children are spending more time at home. Teachers, parents, neighbors, and friends, it's up to you to keep them safe. Now, more than ever, it's important to stay connected. By phone, video chat, and social media. If you have concerns or see changes in a child, be there for them. Ask questions. Seek help. Report suspected child abuse or neglect.
Could you imagine anything more uncomfortable than hemorrhoids? It's like, no.
Yeah, probably
Yeah, the
could.
start of this segment. Anywho, I didn't get to list off my favorite.
You sound like you got them.
Oh, okay. I didn't get to talk about my favorite animated movies.
Yeah. What you got, man?
Bitter? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm bitter. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah.
Tell them why you mad.
Tell them why you mad, son.
You know, ain't even like that. You know, no, I'm joking. But one of my favorite all-time animated movies is Shrek. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Shrek, even Shrek 2.
Well, Shrek 2 is my favorite. Shrek 2 is amazing.
Shrek was dope. Shrek was definitely dope. It was surprisingly dope, too.
Because it just, I love what they did with that movie. They set out to do a parody of Disney and all the fairy tale tropes. And then you see in the beginning, Shrek's going through the fairy tale, and he's like, what a load of crap. And he throws the book, and he kicks out, and then they used to play the Smash Mouth. You know, they playing All-Star.
Yeah, that's right.
That movie, like...
That was Mike Myers, too, right?
Yes.
Oh, Mike Myers was
and then you got...
at that time, too.
You got Eddie Murphy as Donkey.
Yeah,
I just want some waffles.
Man, Shrek is good, but Shrek 2 is like
Shrek 2
is great. And it was one scene. It was one scene. I think that's when she turns back human. Fiona.
She moves back to
and goes back to like far, far away and goes to the cat. Yeah, but there was one scene with Puss in Boots where like the camera turns into like they do like a parody of Cops.
Yeah.
And like they put Puss in Boots against the wall and they have like this bag of catnip.
Yeah, it was like
and he's like, that's not mine.
It's catnip.
Oh, get it off! Oh, yeah.
Catnip.
That's no mine.
Hold on, Ollie!
My favorite characters from Shrek is like the side characters. Like you got Gingy, the gingerbread man.
Gingerbread man.
He's like, not the gun drop buttons. He's torturing the gingerbread man, taking off his leg, Lord Farquaad. And then he's like, do you know the Muffin Man? He said, yeah, I know the Muffin Man.
Down Druid Lane or something like that. He said, yeah.
And then, I gotta see this, Joy.
The big bad wolf. Like, he's just chilling in Shrek house. He's like, what? They open the door. He's like dressed like a woman. He's like, what?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, no, Shrek has some really nice little bits in there.
Shrek sound like you gotta be drunk to watch that joint, man.
I remember in Shrek 2, when they were coming down the red carpet, it's Sleeping Beauty. She steps off the car and then falls out.
Falls down, yeah.
It's like, tired old thing.
Yo, when did you see this? You seen it 2 days ago, man.
Man, that movie, I love Shrek.
No, Shrek is good. Like, I love the first two. After that, the third and the fourth. Third one didn't really hit.
There's a third and fourth?
Yeah, Shrek the third, and then Shrek Forever.
We don't talk about them.
After,
we don't talk about them?
Yeah, it's like we don't talk about Bruno. That's another good movie, too, was Encanto. Disney.
Oh, my God.
I liked it. Talk about, man, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he kills it with the music, and that soundtrack is
amazing. You watch every movie, man. Like, I never even heard of this. Pronto?
No, it's a song. We don't talk about Bruno, but it's from the movie Encanto.
Like, what was that even about? That sounded like some little...
it's...
I forgot what it was. I know it's a Hispanic family and they all have like powers or something.
Yeah, and the house and their village, and it's like their house is like alive. And
I'm not really a fan of the new stuff with Disney.
That was a good movie, though.
And
you know, my favorite anime was...
Frozen.
What's that?
I ain't gonna say my favorite, but my favorite animation, like the movies y'all talking about.
Yeah.
It's got to be Kung Fu Panda.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to mention that. I love that whole trilogy.
Yeah, the whole joint.
But yeah, that first movie
That
was
first one was crazy.
I loved that
What
movie.
my man was, Sao Fang, or whoever the villain was.
Young or something like that.
I forgot his name, but he was so about
Voiced
it.
by Ian McShane. I can't remember.
The Tiger. He was
He was so about it, man. I love him, man.
Yeah, he was great. He was great.
Yeah. Remember when he was chasing?
Yeah, the bridge scene.
Oh yeah, when he beat up the five.
He beat up all the other.
Yeah.
See, and that goes to the same thing.
Seafood taught you well.
Yeah, that was going.
But
to
he
the
didn't
same
teach you
thing
everything.
We were talking about with animation.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you can't do that in live action.
And you know what really killed me though? When he first broke out the penitentiary. And they was like, and the little Juck was scared. He was talking that trash. He's like, hold up. Oh my God, I might go watch that at lunchtime. You know, that whole scene. But who was more vicious, him? I didn't really like the third villain that much, but I did like the third movie.
Yeah.
The third villain, I like the ghostly stuff, but I did like the villain from the second one. He wasn't playing no games. He was buffing you.
The goose.
The goose.
Yeah.
He could fight and everything, but he'd rather just, you know what? Kung Fu dead. Shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Bow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the world is nowadays. We blowing you up. Yeah, we ain't even talking to you no more.
Yeah, those movies are great. And there's a fourth one coming out next year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, who's gonna be the villain?
I don't know.
How do you know? Who's calling you and telling you this stuff, man?
Yeah, they are. I mean,
That's another thing. They be drawing these animated movies too. Like, how long has Ice Age been going on? Like, Ice Age got like 6 movies.
Ice Age?
Yeah, those I never really got with the animation style of Ice Age. I
like,
saw
like,
a
the
few of
first
those
2.
movies, but I just never could really.
You liked
get
Happy
into
Feet,
that.
didn't you?
Happy Feet was good.
Happy Feet was alright.
I didn't like that. Tap
I
dancing
shouldn't laugh,
penguins.
but when that penguin had the soda ring around his neck and the whole thing,
Oh.
he was just walking around.
You know what killed me though? When they had the little fake penguin bird, and he was like the only one that could fly. But the whole time it wasn't even a penguin. That was the first Happy Feet.
First Happy Feet. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was like a little slow jump for real. That one was crazy. But anyway, we're gonna talk about these Happy Feet in the middle of this commercial. We'll be back.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
There's a blood shortage and we came up to Dead Lover's Point at midnight on Friday the 13th.
Lame. Guess I'm gonna waste all this blood by dying in a predictable horror movie way.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it. When was the last time you donated blood?
Well, anyway, we back, and guess what? We're gonna talk about these fights. We got a couple of lineups, good little matches, but I don't know. You really gotta be into it to really choose a winner, and you gotta be like kind of educated on the fight. Like, so the first fight.
Who was that? No, go ahead. You in the zone. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm in the zone. Yeah, he tried to cut my wisdom like that. Get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's why he just Eric B. Enemy. I don't get a cool nickname. Anyway, has anyone seen Invincible?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Season 2 is about to drop.
You know this Omni-Man character?
Omni-Man is.
This dude is crazy.
He's crazy. He's a beast.
He's definitely treacherous, man. Like, but what I'm saying about like, everybody always matches these villains up with like good guys. What about villain versus villain? Like, let's say like Vegeta, right? And we're not talking about like the Vegeta from Super, that powerful. But yeah, this Vegeta with the whole body armor giant.
With the scouter, yep.
Yeah, that Vegeta. But imagine if he was like still Vegito Blue level. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
So if he's like basically his power level now is super.
Yeah.
But he still had the mentality of I'm gonna blow up this planet.
Yeah, you know that Vegeta. Like, even if I miss you, the planet's still going up in smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Dodge this next attack if you can! But know that if you do, your precious little planet will be gone! No, you can't!
That's what I want to see, that Vegeta versus Omni-Man. I think he'd wipe Omni-Man.
Yes, he would.
You think so?
Yes, he would.
Possibly. I have no doubt in this fight.
This is exactly how I see the fight going. Vegeta's pulling up, arrogant, prideful, like he always does, talking his mess. Omni-Man is like, just stand there. You're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be very serious. I'm doing this for Viltrumite. I'm conquering planet Vegeta for the Viltrumite Empire, right? They're gonna get busy. Vegeta gonna break that scouter, and then it's gonna be game over. He gonna see that moon. He gonna go Great Ape on him.
I don't know, man. If he can go Grape 8 as Super Saiyan Blue,
Oh, yeah.
or hold on, what is he at now?
He had that tail.
Ultra Ego Vegeta.
Oh yeah, nah, he's whooping him.
Ultra Ego Vegeta. But I would love to see like real Beerus fight somebody like at his full max strength.
Beerus?
Yeah.
I mean, has anybody beat Beerus besides like the Grand Zeno or another destruction god from another universe?
Whis?
Besides Whis, yeah.
Yeah, what do we say go? We be chopping people up.
Whis ain't gonna do that. He's basically his guardian.
But you see, he smacked him out one day. One shot at him.
Yeah, but I mean,
stop it.
That was just for him to just calm down.
But I'm just saying, Whis could probably get busy with Omni-Man too. But I'm just saying, Vegeta was dope back then, like the old school Vegeta. I would love to see like those Dragon Ball, like the whole squad, evil squad, versus who would you match him up against?
Who, the evil squad?
Evil, like the evil saying, like Vegeta and them, if they came through. Let's say like evil Vegeta, legendary Broly, not just new crybaby Broly, but the old Broly.
Well, Broly's going to beat him. Because that Broly, his power was limitless. I don't even know how they beat him.
Neither do I. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you think, Brian?
I guess Omni-Man, because I don't watch Dragon Ball. So,
who you got that you think would be a good fight right now?
I mean, I was thinking Omni-Man versus Homelander. I mean, you have two characters from comic books.
I'm so tired.
Both have Amazon shows. Both are produced by Seth Rogen. You put them up against each other. They both, I think, have a similar power set. Although I think I am going to go with Omni-Man because Homelander, even though he is pretty powerful, he's kind of a crybaby. He's kind of a wimp.
I'm gonna say this about
not a wimp, but
I'm gonna say this about the people who watch the boys, and even Invincible to a certain extent. They keep thinking they keep giving all these people the impression that Homelander is such this big, powerful character. Even Omni-Man, they're not beating Superman. They're not beating half the classic like Marvel DC. They're not doing it. No, Homelander is a crybaby.
Oh yeah, Homelander no. But you don't think Omni-Man can go up against?
Maybe Omni-Man. But it's like,
I don't know, man.
Superman has beaten Zod, he's beaten Doomsday, he's beaten people either stronger or as strong as Omni-Man.
And then Goku, man, like Vegeta and them, they'll get wished back anyway. And then plus, they actually shoot beams that melt you. They can shoot the eye beams and all that. They can fly. We talking about dudes that be fighting. Like, look how long their 5 minutes is. These is fights. So imagine how fast they actually moving. You know what I'm saying? I don't see these dudes moving at super speeds like that. And they actually got hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to just fly into somebody and crack.
We saw what happened to Homelander when Butcher got 10th V and when Soldier Boy came back. He was getting smacked around.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Imagine Vegeta come through with the kick to the body, the elbow, the classic chop. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying?
Another one I had was Raiden versus Thor. Raiden from Mortal Kombat versus Thor.
Be a good fight. Two Thunder Gods going up against
It depends, man. Because I mean, like on paper, I think Raiden would wash Thor. Because Thor, he ain't really, you know what I'm saying. But every time you see Raiden, he do get washed by somebody.
Raiden be getting beat up in them Mortal Kombat stories.
Yeah.
I don't
He do be getting beat up.
He's got Mjolnir.
Smack him with a hammer. Cheating. Check it out of my face.
No, before he even smack with the hammer, Raiden going in. He going to fly at
Finish him. Raiden wins.
Hey man, hey look, he gonna do that, and Thor gonna catch his face like hit him with the Heisman like. You know what I'm saying? Hit him with the uppercut.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Let you do that joint to me. You getting hit with an uppercut from hell. Like I love people do that because you do that dumb backflip that takes 20 minutes to land. I'm like, yep. You feel like Mike Tyson hit you.
How dare them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills? They're just as good as dead.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, look, so we wrapping up the show. We gonna come back with some more battles. It's all up to you. And in the meantime, keep it fly, baby. Yeah. Okay, you know what I'm saying?